Good morning. I wanted to begin today by welcoming you into my process just a bit. Sometimes I like to begin my day in prayer, but prayer through a book of liturgy. Liturgy means order. You've probably heard that word before in the church. Well, McKelvey compilated a series of liturgies in a book called Every Moment Holy. And I read one this morning as I was thinking on our church and praying for us, and it reads like this. It says, "Accomplish your purposes among us, O God. Tune our hearts to the voice of your Spirit. Wake us to be very present to you and to one another in these shared hours that we are given. For it is you, O Lord, who have gathered us from various places, and you alone who know our hearts and our individual needs. Among us are some who arrive anxious, some who are lonely, some who suffer pain or even sorrow. May we in our joys find grace to enter into the sorrows of others. Among us are some who are arriving rejoicing. Their hearts are made light by the good news, good health, or even glad anticipation. May we in our sorrows find grace to embrace the joys of others. Let us prize every moment together and care for one another deeply, for each of us and our relationships to one another are precious, yet they are fleeting. Amen." And what McKelvey's trying to remind us of is this, that our time is precious and our moments short. And as the people of God, we are here for just a short time in the span of eternity to be his emissaries and ambassadors to the rest of the world. In the narrative of how David returned the ark to the presence of Israel, to the people of God in the Old Testament, there's a larger narrative that I'm going to teach in a sermon series in the months to come. But in a nutshell, David had the vision to go find the ark that had been lost tens of years before and bring it back to the people. And when he originally thought, I'm going to do this, he came up with a creative plan in a way that he thought he should do it. And when he executed that plan, someone died. Someone very precious to him died. And it's a reminder that when we do things in our own way, even if inspired by God, if we do things and execute in our own way, death continues. But when we follow the order of God, and that's what David eventually had to get to. He had to go find people who knew the order of God and had to be taught it. We follow the order of God, life continues. New life happens. Because God is a God of order, and he always intended that we would live for all time. So we want to seek to do things God's way. 2 Samuel records what David did when he brought the ark back to the people of Israel, and he did it God's way. It says, when those who are carrying the ark of God had gone 6 steps, they would stop and build an altar and worship. It is said that in that narrative, every 6 steps, because he had learned from his mistakes before, they built an altar because God just let them live in his presence for 6 steps. They were so gracious, they thanked him every moment they could that he was letting them live. You know, I think that's a challenge this morning for us. How many of us are grateful that God still puts breath within us and he's allowed us to live in his presence even right now as his ambassadors to the rest of the world? Are you living grateful for every moment, for every breath that's in you, and thanking him for said breath, using it as worship of him rather than worship of ourselves? Because as the people of New Hope, if God did anything in this morning in my prayer time, is he beckoned me to remember his way. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to invite you to covenant class. I've made this invitation once before. I'm going to give it again. I'm going to beckon you to come, whether you were born in this church and you've been here a long time, or you are brand new. Many people are asking who we are, where are we going, how can I join, how can I become a member? Well, that is covenant class. On August 11th, starting at 6:30, and for the 3 Wednesdays following that night, for 4 weeks, I'm going to talk about the process of what it means to be a member here. We want to follow God's way, not our own. I want life to continue. I want to see God continue to pour out his presence on us, and by his Spirit make New Hope breathe from here to all ends of the earth. I want people to feel the love and power of God because he's been so present here. And that's going to be found by seeking his way, not my own. So I just want to unpack that for us for 4 weeks in a special moment called Covenant Class. And I want to invite everyone to come to it. So if you're curious and you want questions answered, please come. If you want to know what God is doing and the vision he has for this place, you need to come. If you want to know how to be a part of it, you need to come. I'm not going to share what I want to execute. I'm going to open the scriptures. We're going to seek God, and I'm going to reveal his plan and his steps, his way for us. And it's not one class that we're repeating 4 nights. It's each night builds upon the next. So you need to be here for all 4 weeks. So this week, there was an email that went out with a link for you to sign up. Please sign up so we'll know that you're coming. If you missed it by email and you saw it on Facebook, sign up on that link. We'll get it that way too. We'd love to know who's planning to come so we can best prepare. We want to invite everyone so everyone's aware, no matter how long you've been here, of where we're going. So please come, receive my invitation. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for this class. I'm excited for this time. I'm excited for what God is doing and wants to do among us. So let me share that with you. I'm also excited that it's Friday. And in 2 days, we're going to gather at 10:30 in the sanctuary on the corner of New Hope and Central Pike. And here's the thing. I know God has something huge for us this week. He's already revealed it, and he's gone before us. I'm anticipating meeting. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there 10:30 this Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing you August 11th at 6:30 in that same room. But until then, I'm praying for you. I'm asking God for you to seek his way in everything you do, and all things the people of New Hope will worship him. Until then, I'm praying for you. I love you. I will see you Sunday, 10:30. Have a great weekend. See ya.